Now, this one is about another stabbing. You know why I'm trying to cover this up? Because there were Afghan men that did it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's two that they brought off them planes when they snuck them in. Because what were them people working for the government for? What jobs were they working for the government for?
Welcome back to British Stand. We've got some really shocking news for
And
you
why
this
would they hide and
morning. Just
lie?
as we've seen
Because
weeks
they
of
need to,
erupting
because they know
of
they did it.
protest outside migrant hotels.
King Charles, the bastard.
I've reported on so many stories just like this. It's absolutely disgusting, it's absolutely shocking. And it's half the reason. In fact, it's probably 80% of the reason
Why everybody's kicking off,
because people are no longer safe in this country, especially.
And I've been saying no, we're longer safe in my own country, mate. We're not safe.
And housing them up in
King Charles better go and get my little girl back.
Disgusting.
She's not safe, King Charles. And as part of the family to Prince Albert, you better go and do as you're fucking told.
Again. They didn't want the public to know on who they were and their background. Absolutely scandalous. As always, guys, we are going to be going through these two Afghan asylum seekers.
Afghans, the ones they just brought over.
Nuneaton.
The ones they just brought through when they were lying
and get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. Let's go through what has occurred in Nuneaton. So essentially,
what job were them people from
Afghan asylum seekers have been formally charged in connection with alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl in Nuneaton, Warwickshire. An incident that locals say has left the community devastated and now furious. The accused are 23-year-old Ahmed Mulakil and charged with multiple counts of rape, and Mohammed Kabir, also 23, who faces charges of aiding and abetting rape, strangulation and kidnap. Guys, this is a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, been paid to do that by the king.
This is a 12-year-old girl.
The king brought them in, and people in, them Afghans in.
But what has sparked even greater outrage now is the growing belief with regard to the police and the key information that has deliberately been withheld from the public. Multiple sources told the Mail on Sunday that Warwickshire Police actively advised local councillors and officials not to disclose that the suspects were asylum seekers, citing fears of quote-unquote inflaming community tensions. This has led to accusations of a cover-up. One local described it as
always cover up with everything, King Charles, innit?
Has every right to know.
Yeah.
The sentiment is echoed by many in Nuneaton who now feel betrayed not just by the alleged attackers, but by the institutions meant to protect them. Let's take a closer look at what we know so far with regard to this horrifying incident. So, essentially, the incident took place on Tuesday, July 22nd.
I take all this back to King Charles.
And police say the attack occurred sometime between 8:30 p.m. and 9:45 p.m.
He changed his religion,
footage
broke the Bible,
appears to show a man walking alongside a young victim, a white girl, around 8 p.m. just 30 minutes later. Police believe she was subjected to a horrific assault. Now, McCarthy, who is understood to have crossed the channel in a small boat, was arrested 4 days later and has since appeared before Coventry's Magistrates Court. He faces 2 charges of vaginal and oral rape and has been remanded into custody ahead of his court date
is he still out of jail?
August 26th.
Ask ourselves
his
that,
co-accused,
King Charles, you fucking
was arrested shortly afterward and has also been remanded. In addition to aiding and abetting rape, he faces
with King Charles and the government, they're all aiding and abetting, harpering criminals.
Now here's where this case gets even more controversial. Both men were just living yards apart in a taxpayer-funded, Serco-managed asylum housing. These the
ones that they brought over from Afghan that were working for the government.
£9 billion government contract housing groups of asylum seekers in residential neighbourhoods, often without any consultation with or warning to locals. When questioned, Serco stated they did not confirm the names or addresses of the individuals in the properties, citing privacy policies. One of the property owners, though, did tell the Mail on Sunday that she was sickened to her stomach when she heard the news, but she, like many landlords, has no direct say who Serco places in the houses, or even knowledge of who's living there. A neighbour who was a 27-year-old Mohammed Ali, who lives in the same house as Kabir, confirmed police has visited the property recently. He also revealed that all the residents had their bills paid for by Serco and received £49
That's why I refuse to pay gas and electric.
Again by the British taxpayer.
Why should I pay it?
So
I'm
the
a
question now that
victim
many people are
to their
asking
fucking
is how
pedo
much did local
scandals,
councillors know?
trafficking
And
me
why
out
were
all
the
my
project
life.
on sooner?
So I'm
According
paying
to sources,
shit,
some councillors
King
were
Charles.
indeed briefed
I'm
by
chopping
police
his
after the
head off.
attack, but
I've
were
got a
advised
rank.
not to
I'm
disclose
coming
the
through my
immigration
family,
status
mate.
of
I'm
the
going to chop his
suspects.
head off.
Have we learned anything as a nation?
Nope, because of
Have
King
we learned
Charles.
anything as a nation, these councillors? What the F is going on?
King Charles, mate, that's what's going on.
Many in Nuneaton now believe that silence is not safety, it's deception. Of course, last night Nigel Farage has made didn't mince his words when making a comment with regard to this. He said, police are elected officials and are acting against the British people.
Yeah, they're
Simple.
elected
They are,
officials.
absolutely. Why does this keep happening? Have we not learned anything from
because
these
the government
gangs
won't.
at the
King
start
Charles
of the year?
won't. He's advocating
And they're still
for it.
withholding information. It's absolutely shocking.
All to do
And
with
across the
King
UK,
Charles,
as we've
mate.
seen yesterday, erupting in many,
All his fault, all
in many cities.
all their fault.
This is what it's all about.
All their
People
fault.
are outraged by this, and the government are not releasing statements. In fact, they're continuing to import people into these hotels. We've seen it with the one at the Britannia Hotel recently, footage emerging the other night of them being transported in.
Mm-hmm.
It's sickening. This is a 12-year-old girl. I don't even want to read the details, but I need to push it out there to you guys so you know what's going on. It's sick.
King Charles should be ashamed of himself.
As the investigation
Shame
continues, Warwick police are urging anyone
Shame
who's Chevron
on
Street
King
ever
Charles.
on July 22nd
King Charles is a wanker. King Charles is not the king, he's a German. King Charles is German. I'm anti-German. Anti-fucking German. Get out for himself.
12-year-old girl. 2 Afghan asylum
Victoria was a fucking prostitute, created fucking Jack
Why are they
Ripper.
importing them?
Because she fucking went with a German.
We got these guys. The statistics match up when we look at it per capita. They are largely responsible. And yes, before
fat,
any left comes at me, yes. No, not everyone is.
Because that's what she was in
I'm not
first
saying
place.
every
She was
single
never
one
nice.
is.
She was horrible.
But there's a lot.
Blech.
And it's become a common theme. And it's sick and absolutely disgusting. And when is enough enough? Because when
enough
do
enough is when we
protests,
get rid of the King Charles.
this is what the people think. This is what
when
they're
enough's
thinking.
enough, when this stops, mate,
Look
when
at
we
that.
get rid of the
That's
King.
enough to anger you, isn't it? Protests erupting this weekend. Look at them.
When
Hey?
it stops is when the King leaves.
Where are the women? Where are the children? Why is it always blokes that we're seeing
Because
in this
they've
hotel?
created it.
Why is it always blokes that we see in this hotel? Look at these.
All men,
Brand
all
new
being
iPhone.
fed by King Charles. He's bowed down to the Muslim
absolutely
community, Islam. He's bowed down to fucking, I won't say Islam, I'd say he's bowed down to fucking Palestine, King Charles. I won't blame it on Saudi Arabia, I reckon it's Palestine.
What about the ones that the police are successfully covering up and not being able to go to the media?
That's why why do you think he's doing what they're doing to Palestine and Israel? Because of King Charles.
And local councillors as well.
Hitler. King Charles is a new foundation of being Hitler.
Who on earth do these people
Because
think they
they
are?
created
Withholding
Hitler,
information from the public.
the royal family.
Why not? Instead,
The German. They were born in Germany.
Shut the borders.
He's German. Shut the borders. Well, he won't. King Charles
Massive
won't.
amounts came over in boats yesterday.
Once we got rid of King Charles, this will all stop.
We're just here to stick and
Once we
plug
got
this.
rid of the big
They're not
elephants in
listening
the
to
room,
the
this
people.
will
The vast
stop.
majority of people, instead they want to go silence people on social media about talking about these
It's not
incidents.
just the
What about
government,
going
because at the
out?
end of the
What
day,
about
how many
countless
governments
other
have been going
victims
through
of
with
these
this,
horrific
with the
crimes
same
over
things?
last couple of months,
So
years,
who's the
since this has been
elephant
happening?
in the room in the first place? King Charles.
Stop protecting these individuals. They are absolute savages.
Yeah, but we're not
And now they're going
electing
to be
them.
resting in our prisons.
King
and staying in
Charles
our
is electing
prisons
them.
for the rest of time.
We've got no power.
I'm angry, man. Angry.
But I have got power.
Let's go into the live chat, troops. I mean, this is shocking.
I have got power, and I'm taking it through my
Actually,
family.
I want to take some reaction.
Thanks to my family, Poynton family. I'm taking this from my family. The Poynton family in England have done a massive. My family have kept this fucking country up and going all their lives. All of them. I've got kings in my family, I've got lords in my family, I've got that many people, I don't even know.
Tommy says, how can the police ask for help when they give us no information as to what's going on?
I didn't even know he had all the people. It's all been taken away by the king.
Lost faith in the UK police system. They don't learn any lessons from the start of the year. And they don't learn a single lesson from the start of the year whatsoever.
Because they're under the king, mate.
In for one ear and out the other.
No, they're not going to listen because they listen. Basically, I'm going to say, the police, the courts, all of them, what do they have the sign and the symbol of?
On social media,
the monarchy, the fucking king, the monarchies. They all have signs of the monarchy on it. So everything with a sign with the monarchy on it will not change because of that. The only reason why it's going to change is it's a Muslim, because of the king. The king changed his religion. That's why he wants us all to change ours. And kill all the Jews and the fucking Christians.
Some of these individuals are compatible for Western civilization. And I'm sorry. And yes, before a lefty starts streaming me, it's not everyone. Yes, I know. But if it's 3 out of 100, then you've got a massive problem, haven't you? 4 out of 100.
Most of them.
It's in the statistics.
5 out of 1 people. 4 people out of 5 are fucking not right. So there's 1 person.
It's true. Drones, it's true. Do you know the actual
so if you make that 100, that's 10 people, 90 people are not right.
Her life is almost ruined. Her life is ruined by these 2 seconds.
Because of King Charles.
That could have been easily avoidable.
Yeah, and 12 years old, that could be my little girl.
Why are
she's 11, could be her.
About and raining the streets of our country?
Could be my little girl. What they wrongly, falsely, unlawfully took my little girl away from a perfectly good mother like me.
It's in the
and I hold King Charles responsible.
Coming into this country and they're allowed to just cut about the streets. Why are they suddenly allowed to be cutting around the streets, walking around?
Because King Charles is responsible for all of it, mate.
That's been converted, and they should be staying in that facility. They are criminals. Hence why.
So is King Charles. He's a fucking foreigner from Germany.
He into the country illegally.
He came in illegally.
As such.
With his fucking mother.
It's not that hard, honestly. It's not that hard to appease the British public. It really isn't. Take control of the borders.
Yeah, well, they won't.
For God's sake.
No, they won't, mate. Unfortunately, nothing will happen if we get rid of King Charles.
That's not even anti-migrant sentiment. It's anti-illegal immigrant sentiment. That's what they need to stick on their freaking Online Safety Act thing. It's anti-illegal immigrant sentiment that people are frustrated with at this moment in time.
Yep, protecting children. How have they protected children there? How did they protect that child there? How did they protect that child there? In real life, not on a computer, not on the internet. How did they protect that child in real life? They didn't.
I've seen rape charges before, and they're not the same.
King Charles has got no morals.
Certainly not as long as that.
He's got no feelings for anyone.
He's been in the country for a couple of weeks.
He's Hitler. Even Hitler had more fucking things than fucking King Charles. At least Hitler had a personal view. At least he had a bit of fucking sense of humour. Hitler had a bit of a sense of humour. I mean, I'm not sticking up for Hitler, but I am actually, because I know I am sticking up for Hitler, because I know that it was the royal family that created him.
So protecting of these individuals than young girls
betrayed Hitler
in the city,
the royal family
in Nuneaton. And she's just one case study. There's many, many others.
All to do with them, mate.
Across the country.
Then goes down to the government then.
How?
The top is the king. The top place. There's no fight going through the government no more. We need to get the king down. King Charles out. King needs to go. The king needs to get out.
For letting these people in.
He's responsible.
They are putting them into hotels on a day-to-day basis. They're shipping them in the colour of darkness. And ignoring mass amounts of
in the darkness, in lying.
Individuals as far right.
Yeah.
And trying to silence
and that's King Charles. Who do you think's done that in the first place? King Charles?
I'm going to go through this story a bit more tomorrow with Dom on the podcast.
I'm sorry, everything is his fault.
Makes me angry. There's going to be a lot to dive into with regard to this tomorrow as well. But yeah.
Yeah. All of it's King Charles' fault.
And honestly, I'm not really.
I'm sorry.
Not super at the boot to.
I'm not sorry to put the boot in me, but this is King Charles' fault.
For a reason. Well, for a reason. It's
all of
it.
A
good reason. But yeah, I'm not too much in the mood. I need to calm down a little bit. I'm not in the mood to go through the live stream. I'll probably end up saying something I probably shouldn't. So yeah.
Well, I probably say stuff I shouldn't by saying I'll chop King Charles' head off.
Guys. But thank you so much for
well, I wish I could.
Let you know your thoughts in the.
Well, I can't chop his head off, but all I can do is send him to the fucking poltergeist and Hitler. That's what I'm doing. I'm portraying. I'm actually, because Hitler would love me, you see, because I'm blonde with blue eyes and I'm English, and he loved Queen Diana, Princess Diana, and my little girl. He would want my little girl back to me, Hitler, and Hitler would be fighting King Charles over it. So, King Charles can get out. And this is what I recorded about King Charles. He can get out.
Over the course of my lifetime, certainly, is just how rapidly
how come my videos come on next?
I mean, obviously, I personally remember only a few years ago with Elizabeth II, she was
a bit.
Not necessarily entirely nationally adored, but she had a very, very positive opinion. Now, I since then,
she didn't. She was a liar.
Have looked back at her reign, what it all meant, what she actually did or achieved.
Not very much, like I'm saying. That's my video I recorded.
Really, even though I might
and that's come on next after that. Hey!
I'm
we're
not
getting out there then, innit?
A fan of the things that are in action against a lot of the existential problems that England is now facing. However, on a personal level, I went in the enjoyment queue a number of years ago, back after she recently passed, and there was a vigil for her at Westminster Hall, and I was in that queue for 18 hours, and it didn't really matter whether or not she was the greatest monarch or the worst monarch. The reason that I joined it, and the reason that I wanted to be a part of it, was because so much of our history now as British people is so unanchored from any sense of real national character. It's all just lost in the multicultural glue. And so I joined the queue, and for that one day, London felt British. It was filled with British faces. And I went out there alone, just knowing intuitively that whoever I ended up meeting in that queue and whoever I ended up basically sharing over half a day with, total strangers, that we'd go on to get on with one another and become quite good friends. And indeed, we still have a WhatsApp chat to this day. But the death of the Queen and now the ascension of Charles has left us in a position where Charles doesn't have the same love, has never really had the same love that his mother did. Now, a lot of that is genuinely down to stuff that I personally don't give a damn about.
You know, if Queen Elizabeth and that was that good as the reigns, shame on them, because King Charles can't even explain that she was a really good mother. She really did her job. She did all that. King Charles doesn't explain about Queen Elizabeth once since she's died. He couldn't care less about his own mother. I am so proud, Caroline Poynton, to the Poynton family. I am so proud of now knowing exactly my family's roots. I'm proud. Because that's King Charles's fault. All of it. All to do with that cunt.
Coming from outside,
literally
and
everything
to destroy England from within.
England within. Look,
that's a trajectory that's been going down for a number of years now. But Charles is apparently very, very concerned that when Trump visits in September for a full-state visit,
and Queen Elizabeth involving a
stolen
jewel, the stolen crown jewel,
that Trump is going to
shared an ancestor with Prince Albert.
Not that word, but the immigration
secret
word,
diary with King Charles.
Because as it says, he's very concerned that Trump will just give an unfiltered rant about immigration while standing alongside him during his state visit to the United Kingdom in September. A civil servant also told the Daily Beast that there was a risk that Trump could upend protocol and make politicised comments when delivering a traditional speech in his state banquet. Now, the remarkable thing here is that we really must first address this entire myth of neutrality, that the monarch, that Elizabeth II was apparently idolised for representing, right? Oh, she's wonderful, she's so neutral.
She was not.
It's like, well, yes, but it's very easy to be neutral when you have a backstabbing Red Party and a backstabbing Blue Party. Right, this entire multicultural globalist consensus that has an absolute
1945.
And so
that's the only time they've got records for
within the acceptable parameters of political discussion at Whitehall to really take any issue with. If she wanted to take issue with the trajectory of Britain, she would have had to have taken a much more dissident political line. And so when Charles says, oh, well, he's worried about it because it will be politicised, and Charles is obviously such a champion of impartiality, of neutrality as our monarch, it's just total nonsense. Because Charles' positions of multiculturalism, of environmentalism, all of these things that are so well known, so well documented to be Charles's opinions on things. Fetishization of Islam.
Changed his religion to Islam. That's what he's telling ain't. He's telling me, oh, there's no record. Yes, he's German.
A neutral monarch at that. Whilst also
King Edward, he's German. Dutch. The Dutchies, Sissy Buffy's house. 1918.
Elizabeth,
my family go back longer than King Charles's family.
But that can't be said for Charles because he's had such a long life delivering his verdicts about multiple things. But really, Charles's entire love of immigration.
Why?
Betrayal.
It's a betrayal. Chop his head off.
You could be a British person in the Victorian
why is he advocating for it?
Or an Arabist, right? You could have a love and a fascination of these far distant exotic cultures and customs. But it's of course the fact that Charles insists that they all live here alongside us in the eradication of his oldest and most loyal subjects, the subjects that have been under the English monarchy for over 1,000 years now, that is truly the greatest betrayal of them all. And I
over 1,000 years from my family. They betrayed with the Poynton family.
Would anyone truly care about the survival of the monarchy going forward? Where I think we're at that point now where, whereas Elizabeth, as I say, for all her faults, said, look, she'd left it on a fairly firm footing. People liked the institution. They felt loyal to the institution. And it was further aided, let's not forget, by the fact that a lot of the Republican sentiment within England is, of course, so inextricably bound to the hardcore socialist types, right? The Jeremy Corbyn wing of politics.
My family are part of the Anglo-Saxons royalty. My family are royalty part of the Anglo-Saxons before the royal family were even in England. Before they came from Germany and took over.
Because these people were really, really insufferable, and it just felt like the one thing that you could actually pin on them that would, frankly, just see the state actually come down on them for once.
Thomas,
all of this,
my family, Thomas Bartow.
But as the Daily Beast,
subplot maybe his family suffered due to the royal silence and loss of heritages. My family, because of the Rock King, because of the royal family.
It also goes on to highlight Nigel Farage's comment about the risk of civil disobedience on a vast scale. This is something that you can tell the British establishment are getting deeply afraid of now, and it's only enhanced, of course, by the Online Safety Act that passed just this week, last week, in fact, at the time of recording. And so all of their attempts to clamp down on these problems are, once again, Charles, your own people are being censored, your own people are being persecuted, your own people are told not only that they are having this huge demographic change forced upon them, but the king also demands that you like it, right? He demands to tell you it is an order from His Majesty that this is a good thing.
Yeah.
And
an order from the Majesty the King.
This was, of course, Charles's duty as a protector of the Commonwealth, as well as an ambassador on behalf of the entire Commonwealth. Now, I quite carelessly, and I think wrongly, said in a segment that I did covering the monarchy a few months ago, shortly before I joined, that there is something to the Commonwealth, some merit to it, that this voluntary association of former colonies wanted to be a part of this family. I'm not of this opinion anymore. I'm not for the Commonwealth. It is an imperial hang-up.
No, neither am I, mate. It's a lot of bullshit.
Again, just
they wanted to be part of it. To hide the fact that they're German.
And what's more, it's
for anti-Germans, because I'm anti-German.
Charles, and the monarchy generally as an institution cares far more about the preservation and the prosperity of these faraway Commonwealth countries than he does one iota about the state of England.
That's why he's changed his religion. I am correct. He has changed his religion.
And talk about slavery. He can go to Canada.
Slavery, all to do with them. All to do with our family from Germany. Hitler.
Land acknowledgement, Charles.
Charles.
Where's ours?
Where's ours?
We could really do with one right about now. And coming from the king as well, is probably the best person to bring it across. But of course, I wouldn't want to step on your
fucking stepping right on his toes. You can fuck off.
It's a really, really frustrating position. And I think
I'm not scared of
you, Charles. Is
not anymore. Not now. I know I've got my family behind me that's going to chop his head off. And I've got Hitler behind me. I've got Hitler behind me. I've even got Hitler.
Obviously careening it down into a place where even if people aren't openly hostile towards it, they are apathetic to its survival at all.
Even Hitler's going to help me to get King Charles.
I don't really care whether or not Britain continues by the end of the century to be a constitutional monarchy, an absolute monarchy, or a republic.
He's not our monarchy, he's German.
The demographic integrity of the
his land ain't
of these
here.
islands
He didn't own any land in this country.
To survive into the future. And if Charles cannot uphold that,
he can't, so he can get out.
We don't really have any use for the institution, because William will be no better. And therefore,
that's because he's done that to
perhaps we will either have to wait for
run away,
the once and future king, to return from Avalon, or perhaps we will have to look to a more Republican option.
Me. I just said me, and that was me. Thank you.